we're going to take a look at a genuine MRE, or meal ready to eat. This one is menu number 4, pork sausage patty maple flavored. It's packaged by the MRE Packing Company. It does have the US government property warning on it. And this one has a date code on it of 0300, and it was packaged on the 300th day of 2010. So this one is getting close to being 5 years old. This is one of the breakfast menus. I recently put up a guest review from a person from Slovenia who did a maple sausage patty review, but it was menu number 17. His was from 2012, this one is from 2 years earlier, from 2010. And they had changed the menu number. There was a menu number 4, but it was a different sausage at the time in 2012. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what's inside of this one. This one has the inner bag, which also has a date code on it, same date code, 0300. Makes sense that the inner and outer bags would have been sealed on the same day. And we have the pork sausage patty. This is a smaller entree. This is only 3.5 ounces instead of the regular 8 ounces that you normally expect from an MRE entree. And this one was packed on the 270th day of 2010, but it was 30 days earlier. Here's the nutrition facts for anybody that wants to read them, and also the ingredients. Also have a maple muffin top. Basically it's a dessert item, but since this is breakfast, it's a breakfast item. This is dehydrated granola with blueberries and milk. Dried milk, obviously. Add water to this. There's a toaster pastry, frosted brown sugar. 251st day, 2010. Standard MRE crackers. And apple butter to go on that. We also have table syrup. They include the table syrup with a lot of these breakfast ones, these sausage patty breakfast ones, and I don't really see any need for this. This is already a pretty sweet meal between the apple butter, the toaster pastry, the maple muffin top, and even the pork sausage patty, which has maple flavor. Those are all pretty sweet things. None of those really call out for table syrup. You can probably put it on anything in there, but I don't see why anyone would need it to be any sweeter than it already is. And the beverage is in one of these small little tubes here. This is a beverage base orange type 3. Kind of acts as the MRE breakfast beverage instead of the electrolyte ones that are more like Gatorade or Kool-Aid. Brown spoon. Going to the ration heater. Let's see how good this is after 5 years. You can see actually there's some of the filings are coming out. It's strange how these actually go bad, almost the same as food does. The filings start to come out of the heating elements, and they tend to work less effectively over time. Hot beverage bag and accessory pack A. Includes some Taster's Choice instant coffee, non-dairy creamer, sugar, MRE matches. Ooh, they're pink. Toilet paper, salt, moist towelette, and some chewing gum. Alright, here's our meal, our breakfast. The main difference between this one and the one from 2012 that was seen in the guest MRE review is the fact that this one has the granola with milk and blueberries. It also has the frosted brown sugar toaster pastry, and it has apple butter instead of cheese spread. The 2012 one also had a nut raisin mix, which I guess took the place of the granola. overall, this has, to me, has more of a breakfast kind of a feel to it, but they're pretty similar meals. All right, we'll start off by heating up the pork sausage patty in the flameless ration heater, and we're also going to try to throw in the coffee in the hot beverage bag and heat it up in that too. Start with the coffee. Takes 6 ounces of water. The coffee creamer and sugar right in the bag. No, this was a 6 ounces of water to that. Usually when I'm mixing up cold drinks, I like to leave air in the bag. It helps shaking it up, but since we're going to want this heated, I'm trying to get as much of the air out as we can. Shake this up a little bit. It should be all set. I'll go ahead and get the pork sausage patty. Since this box is pretty small, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use like one of those newer sleeves that they have. I'll open up both ends so we can stuff this back into it. Flameless ration heater. The pork sausage patty is obviously on the small side, 3.5 ounces. It should be pretty, as long as the heating elements are working okay, it should heat up pretty good. Everything above the fill line so we can get the right amount of water in there. And do that, about an ounce of water. Those fill lines. Slide these back down into here. Fold it over and lay it horizontal for a few seconds to get the water into all of the heating elements. They seem to be starting up pretty good. At least some of them are. Just to make things easy, instead of putting the coffee into the flameless ration heater, I'll go ahead and slide this into here. And then add the hot beverage bag to the back of it. So it's on the other side of the heating elements. A little bit easier. I'm going to put the whole thing on a rock or something. Give it about 15 minutes to heat up, or to try to heat up at least. Now go ahead and check out what else we have. We've got crackers. Just sealed up nice. A little bit cracked up in here. And this apple butter, I'm kind of hoping it's not going to be too runny since it's going to be sitting on here for a little bit. This looks like barbecue sauce. Maybe a little bit of age showing there. Frosted brown sugar toaster pastry. And it's funny, this is a basically a Pop-Tart, and you never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you open these up and there's actually an individually wrapped Pop-Tart inside of here in the Kellogg's packaging. This one is just on its own. And you know, it looks a little bit like it's been sitting in a package for a few years. It smells relatively okay. It has a bit of an artificial kind of a smell to it. And the maple muffin top. Oxygen absorber. Don't need that. Can already smell the sweetness. That leaves us with our dehydrated granola with milk and blueberries. So this takes 2 to 4 ounces of water, and you're supposed to stir and consume promptly within 1 hour. They do give you a nice big pouch that you can go ahead and stir it up in and eat it right out of. You see an oxygen absorber in there. I'm going to get rid of that. But just for convenience sake, I'm going to go ahead and mix it up in a coffee cup. Make it a little bit easier to see. And see the blueberries in there. And the part of the other, that's the milk. You can start off with about 2 ounces of water. Kind of have mine more on the dry side. You can already see the color from the blueberries. Yeah, I think I like that consistency. You can definitely make it more liquidy by adding more water. It's all to your personal preference. That looks good though. And our orange beverage-based powder is supposed to be added to 20 ounces of bottled water, which is very convenient if you happen to have bottled water with you. If you don't, you can make do and do whatever you need to do. Normally I like to make this in the hot beverage bags, or just mix it up in a cup. But since it's taking 20 ounces of water, I'm going to go ahead and mix it up in this here. So it gives you a good amount. So I have a nice glass full, and I still have some left over. And all that leaves us with is the sausage patty and the coffee. This will give us a chance to see just how well our 5-year-old flameless ration heater is working. Still making some noise, feeling some heat. I've never had a flameless ration heater scream before when being pressed. So I guess we'll put it out of its misery. Go ahead and check out the coffee first. Well, it is hot. Definitely got some good heat to it. Seemed to work fine. And let's check out that sausage patty. There's still a lot of heat left for this thing. Both sides of this feel hot. That's a good sign. So along with the pork rib, the chicken breasts, the beef patties, and the veggie burger, these are the smallest entrees that they have. They usually will give you a good side to go with it. This one, I guess they just decided to load up on the sweets. Nothing went open for some reason. The stretching is still going. I don't know if you can hear that. This is our pork sausage patty. This small patty here is going to give you 35% of your daily sodium recommended allowance. I already know that I like these. It's interesting, I realized I had done reviews on sausage patties before, but I had never done a genuine MRE one. I've done a couple, I think I've done 2 commercial MREs, maybe 3, but I think 2. So even though the maple sausage is kind of a repeat for me, the fact that this is a genuine meal makes it kind of new. And there it is, and all its sausage goodness. Yeah, I really do like that. Obviously it's a processed thing, it's a sausage, but it does have a lot of good flavor. It's kind of a smoky, it's maple flavor, it's got that maple syrupy kind of flavor, and it's a little bit smoky too. It's good stuff. The maple muffin top is another sweet one. Actually not quite as sweet as I remember for some reason. I don't know if it's the age or what. It's still relatively moist and fresh appearing. Maybe a little bit drier than I'm used to. Not bad though. Try a little of the coffee. Instant coffee. I think I could use a little more sugar since I'm not a coffee drinker. But it's alright. I do want to try this granola with blueberries and milk before it gets too old. And that's good. I don't know if I think there's probably some sugar in here too, making it a little bit more sweet. But the blueberries themselves, they add a lot. Because it's not like a blueberry flavoring, which tastes artificial. They're actual real blueberries, dehydrated. So it really tastes like you just put blueberries into some granola. And they also soften up nicely, so they're not crunchy or anything. It's good. Try the toasted pastry. It conveniently fell apart. The brown sugar filling. And that's good. You can kind of tell it's been sitting in a package for 5 years. Still very much edible, but not great. A little bit on the dry side. And since the cracker is 5 years old, why don't we take a little sample of that. It's okay. It almost tastes like it was overcooked a little bit for some reason. I don't know. It doesn't taste bad. It doesn't taste like it's gone rancid or anything, but slightly strange. The apple butter. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be quite this dark. I think it's okay though. It still tastes pretty good. Nice and sweet, got that little apple taste to it. We'll wash all that down with a little bit of orange beverage race pot to drink. Which is good. I might actually add a little bit less water. It says put it into a 20-ounce bottle of water, and I did mix it up with 20 ounces, but kind of like my drinks to be a little bit on the stronger side. A couple less ounces might not hurt. And I basically used everything that you can eat in here, except for the gum, the salt. I don't find any need for the salt. And of course the table syrup. There's nothing on here that screams out for it, but since they gave it to us, I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. I also don't think this is the greatest thing to have in the field, considering the fact that it's obviously a very sticky substance. Let me try just a little bit on the maple muffin top. Try it by itself first. Like I said, it's already sweet. Try that with a little bit of syrup. It definitely makes it sweeter if you really need something to be sweeter. I guess that could work on anything. I did say that the Pop-Tarts or toaster pastries weren't all that great. Let's see if that... Yeah, I mean, if you get a sweet tooth and you really can't get enough, I suppose you can pretty much put this on anything. I don't know if they kind of envisioned that the maple muffin top would act like a pancake and have syrup on it. Doesn't really work that way for me, but that could have been the intention. Yeah, it's not bad. Like I said, this has enough flavor on its own. I really don't see the need, but it can be used for it. And the granola with blueberries is really good. Let's see if table syrup will make it even better. Just a little bit, I don't want to contaminate the whole thing in case it's not that great. That definitely doesn't need that. And the syrup itself, I never really used to know the difference between real maple syrup and fake stuff. It does say naturally and artificially maple flavored. And this really does have an overall artificial kind of a taste to it, which is what it is. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that it's not like you're taking in some real maple syrup. So as a look at a MRE Menu No.4 pork sausage patty maple flavored from 2010. And thank you for watching. Actually, I guess to be complete, let me try this too. Yeah, nothing wrong with that, but it's just not really necessary. Also has the frosted brown sugar pastry toastery. Pastry toastery? What the hell?